Yabba-dabba-da-ba-ba-na. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Even People Show. I'm your host, Martin Matthews, and I have a quick and exciting show for you today, but we're going to have some fun while we do it. But before we get going, we got to run this intro, and then we're going to jump headfirst into these shenanigans we have laid out for you today. If this is your first time, strap in and enjoy the ride. Here we go. Here we go again. What's up, peoples? I think my cup is full. Like I'm about to spill something here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Even People Show, man. I got a show for you today, but I gotta take a sip. Check out some chronics. Okay, that's it. Might give about 30 seconds of the chronics and we'll jump right in. Man say, I'm feeling great now. How you feeling? I got some sounds with me. This is my sound check. Yeah? Pretty for you walk. What do man say? Me put me city on the map. Della splash. Della move. Alright, that's that. I like this song. I like that song. Only because he says me put my city on the map. You know what I mean? And I think that song is like reaching out to all the people who come from some places where nobody knows. Like me, I'm from a little community named Mike Town in Mandeville, in Manchester. You know what I mean? Next door to Greenville, next door to Marshallspin, next door to Battersea, next door to Somerset. And a lot of people don't know those little places, but a lot of people come from those places. A lot of good people come from those places. So I like that chronics because they say, we put city on the map. And I'm not afraid to say, yeah, I'm a country boy from Mandeville, come from Mike Town. I know I had no intention of saying any of that. But anyways, here we go. What's up, Even Peoples? Welcome to the Even People Show. I am your host, Martin Matthews. And tonight, I have a show for you today. So I have a disclaimer. Is it a disclaimer? I have a disclaimer. What's up, everybody? The show I had planned for you today, the Evening People Show legal team said, Martin, no, you actually can't have that show. You cannot have that show. That show you planned on having, you can't have. So the show we're going to have today is actually, I would say, for lack of a better word, the B-side of the show that I was planning on having today, which was going to be called Insurance Companies, the Original Scammers. And the Even People Show legal team say, no, dude, you can't have a show called that. You never know who you're going to work with in the future. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, blah, 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 blah. Bless up yourself, Venice. I appreciate that. But you're probably right. But anyways, I managed to color between the lines like a good student. And somewhere within the lines, I have a show for you today. And the show is Punked, the Original Scammers. Now, Here's what I want y'all to realize or think about for a minute. There are a lot of these things, and I kind of deduced this back in the day when I listened to an interview with Bob Marley with Neville Willoughby, and Bob said to Neville that a lot of these laws, I could say it how Bob said it, but I'll save it. Bob said a lot of the laws that we have don't have to be a law. Like who decided this? Who decided that this was supposed to be a law? Who decided this was supposed to be a rule? Who decided this was supposed to be a policy? So a lot of the things that we have to live with on a daily basis was decided by someone. Who did? But who are these people that decide these things? Do they have our best interests at heart? And are these things even supposed to be the way they are? And that got me thinking about just situations that we all find ourselves in from time to time that make us feel like, yo, these people punked us. We got punked. Have you ever been in one of those situations where, it was the right thing to do and whatnot, but when you left, you felt like these people got over on me. These people got over on me. I don't like it. These people got over on me. Best of yourself by Bruno Rachel. If it's your first time on the show for whatever reason, I'm Martin Matthews. I'm your host. I'm an author. I have a book called Love Like Confrontation, Expressions, Selections from the Chronicles of a Black Man. It's available in Fontana Pharmacies in Jamaica. It's available worldwide on Amazon.com. I hear some man little Fontana run out. Somebody call me and say, Martin, I'm in the pharmacy. I can't get no book. Get some Moby or Kingston. But anyways, we're going to move right into it. So because the show was going to be called Insurance, the Original Scammers, I had actually researched the whole thing until, like I said, the legal team said I can't do it. Some of the insurance, just to put it out there, because I do have some insurance examples. Greetings, Venice Williams, aka Cisco Legal. I mean, the Even People Show legal team. We have several insurance out there that I was planning to talk about, but I can't. But I'll make some inferences to them. Some of them being life insurance, auto insurance, health insurance, whole life insurance, term insurance, property insurance, travel insurance, business interruption insurance, disability insurance, umbrella insurance, professional liability, renters insurance, flood insurance, variable life insurance, pet, long-term disability insurance, critical, marine, comprehensive, general, or so on and so on. But like I said, we can't do that. So we just going to talk about things that angst us, stuff that really. Rachel, you say you have some extras. Whatever you have, let's hear it. Put it in the comments and let's work on it. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to jump head first into it. I hope I have the paper that I need. I'm going to be very upset if I don't. Okay, I think I do. Here we go. All right, so check this. First things first. We're talking about situations we find ourselves in that we leave the situations feeling like we've been punked. Now, this recently happened to a family member of mine, or not very recently, but happened eventually, or happened whether or not. So think about this. Think about this. You are a responsible individual. Rachel says she has some extra books. Got it. You're an individual. You own your home. You bought a home. You have your home. You have house insurance. All right. You insured your home. You're all paid up on your insurance. You've had the house for years. You've paid your insurance for years. You have not made a claim on your insurance because everything is good. All right. Now you have hurricane insurance because you live in a place that hurricanes comes. You live in Florida. You live in Jamaica. You live in a lot of places that are frequent. You live anywhere in the Caribbean, right? Hurricanes come, so you have hurricane insurance. All right. The hurricane does come. However, the roof stays on, the wind blows, everything is good, but there was a lot of rainfall during the hurricane. And the actual flood waters from the rainfall during the hurricane is what flooded your house. So you say, okay, no worries. I have insurance. I've been paying insurance for however many years now, so I'm going to file a claim. When you file a claim with your insurance company informs you that, you have hurricane insurance, but you don't have flood insurance. And because you don't have flood insurance, we're not gonna honor the claim. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm sorry, what? You're on the phone and the person says that you're thinking to yourself, I'm sorry, what? I have insurance. I've been paying this insurance for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I've never filed a claim. And now you're telling me that the hurricane that I have insurance against came, but because of the rains associated with the hurricane that caused the flood, but because I didn't specifically have flood insurance, you're not going to honor my claim. And this is legal. These are the terms of the policy that you signed. And now you end up have to come out of pocket for the payment of the flood damage to your house, even though the flood was a result of the rain that fell during the hurricane, which you have insurance for a hurricane, but you didn't have a specific flood insurance on top of the hurricane insurance or on top of the regular house insurance, and your insurance company tells you, yeah, you should have read the fine print. And even though they're right, and even though that is what the policy states, you walk away feeling like these people just punked me. Like this is some kind of scam. This is scamming. This is some kind of scamming business. Like, what is happening here? And oftentimes you walk away feeling like you're helpless because you felt like being responsible and doing the right thing. You felt like you should have been fine. You should have been covered, but you weren't, right? And those are the things we're talking about. So as I'm going through my list, if anything comes to mind, shoot it in the comments and we leave it. So here's another one. And this one happened to me more than once. So think about this. Remember back in the day, and I'm going to give you the premise for this foolishness. Back in the day when you bought a flight, you could carry 2 bags. The bags could have been 100 pounds and you had no problem, right? Who remembers that? Maybe we don't ever travel. If we don't have travel for a long time, we know them things there. The bags could have been 100 pounds. You could have carried 2 bags. There was no questions asked and you were good to go, right? Now, however, you have these situations where you can buy a flight, okay? You pay your good money for the flight. If you log on certain of these websites and they ask you to, you're given the option when you're checking in. They give you the option to pick your seat. But if you pick your seat, you have to pay for the seat you want, right? And you're thinking, why do I have to pay for a seat? I already paid for the flight. And if you pay for the seat and based on the airline, some of these airlines, you have to pay for your bag to come on the flight that you already paid for the flight. And I'm like, so what am I supposed to do with my bag? And I'm like, I don't get it. And it's almost like when you're in these situations, a lot of times you just chalk it up to the game and you say, yeah, it is what it is. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, these people are actually getting over on me. These people are actually putting me in a situation because they know I don't have a choice because I want to fly. That's why they're putting me through this, right? I remember being on a flight before myself, and it was one of my flights from, was I going to Jamaica, or it was one of my Orlando, Miami flights when I was working in Miami, and I don't remember, but what Jamaican artist was it Jack Cure? I think Jack Cure, the little short one. Jack Cure was on the flight, and when I opened the overhead compartment above my seat, there was a guitar there. When I opened the next one, there was some musical instrument there as well. So I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? So the lady is like, I should put it under my seat. And when I put it under my seat, the bag couldn't actually fully go under the seat because the bag wasn't supposed to go under the seat. And then she's going to tell me that, sir, you have to get the bag fully under the seat. And I'm like, lady, this space over the seat that I paid for is mine and there's something in it. How about you use your energy to deal with whoever that belongs to and get it over their head so that my bag can go over my head like it's supposed to be according to the ticket that I paid for. And she gave me a hard time. And I'm like, yo, this lady is trying to punk me. Like, why should I have to now figure out where to put my bag because you have a celebrity on the plane? So now they get to carry the whole band and all of the musical instruments in the whole of the overhead. When my bag is supposed to go there, what about my flight? You're not carrying me for free. I'm paying for this flight. My bag should have a place to go on this flight. And some of these airline companies, they're punking us day in, day out. If you buy a flight, why should you have to pay for your bags to go on the same flight that you already bought? It's a scam. It's a scam. They are the original scammers, like my thing said. It's a scam. So what they'll do, they'll lower the price. You book the flight, but your bags can't go in. So you have to now pay for the flight. So you pay whatever you pay for the flight. You have to pay X amount for your bag to go on the flight. If you want to choose which seat you want to sit in, you then have to pay another amount to choose the seat you want to sit in. And I'm like, no, none of this makes any sense. And we do it all the time. But actually, when you think about it, really, that makes sense? A foolishness. If you buy a flight on an airplane, it should account for your bag. Your bag should be able to fly on the plane that you are paying to fly on without you having to pay anything else. You shouldn't have to pay to pick a seat because you have to sit down on the plane anyway. It should be a matter of first come, first serve, like you do a bus or the train, right? You're the first one at the door at the train or the bus. When the door open, you go in and you get your choice of seat. So you sit wherever you want. That's how it's supposed to be. The persons that come on later, they get to pick from the seats that are left. The last person in gets to squeeze in between the two overweight people in the uncomfortable seat that they have to go sit in for the next 2 hours. You have to pay for premium treatment. But here's the thing though. How about you just keep it above board? Whatever the flight costs, charge me with the flight cost. If I can afford it, I pay. If I can't, I choose another flight. But when I pay it, I know that my bag comes with me and I have a seat. You know what I mean? And if I come and check in and try to check in, if I check in early, then I should be able to choose whichever seat I want to sit on without having to pay you. And some of these, I mind you, some of these seats, we're talking about $50, $60. You have to pay for the seat on the plane where you already have a ticket for. It don't make no sense. A scam, extra leg room and more space in. I get that. And I think if I book the flight first and I check in first and those seats are available, then I should choose those seats. I should have the option to choose them. And if I know that I want them, then I should make sure that I check in early so I have the option to choose them. If I don't check in early and they're gone, when I check in, then you have to chalk it up to the game. I shouldn't have to pay for it regardless. Me having to pay. Because think about other situations. You're there Mandeville, take a taxi go Mike Town. You're there town, I take a taxi go Spanish Town. After you pay the money, you take the taxi man tell you, say, no, miss, the bag they can't come. If you want the bag, come you have to pay again. But if you get the bag, come. I know you can't sit down in the front, you have to sit down in the back. Because if you want to sit down in the front, you have to charge your extra money if you sit down in the front. A foolishness that, my girl. The whole light of foolishness. Right? So we're saying, when they started this mess, we should have boycotted the airlines, but we didn't. So they think it's okay. And here we are. You know what I mean? To where it is now normal. Well, you will have to pay more for airfare. And if you have to pay more for airfare, it is what it is. You have to pay more for airfare. But then at the same time, if it amounts to the same thing, it tallies up. Okay, I was in Montego Bay. Was it Montego Bay? And I'm checking in. And it was JetBlue, and I know it was JetBlue, and I know how JetBlue operates, and I was just going there for the weekend, so I really didn't have anything. And the lady had tell me, say, if me have any bag of $55 per bag. And I saw this couple coming up. They look so tired. They have like 4 children and like 3 stroller and like 57 bag. And they came up to the counter and the lady told them that, yeah, it's like $55 per bag. And I couldn't help but laugh. Because I'm tallying up the amount of bag the people have and like about 7,000. We have to pay a significant amount of money to come on the train. I'm like, this is criminal. This is criminal. They should not have to deal with this. Facebook user said, I have my own experience with a certain blue, but I like that. That's very politically correct. The Evelyn People Show legal team would support this argument. A certain blue airline, after waiting patiently on board, I was told my carry-on was not included in my fare and I had to pay $65. The flight attendant then told me if I had paid at the bag drop counter, I would have paid $35 How are you supposed to know that? And like you said, you felt robbed, you felt violated, and yes, you felt scammed. And we shouldn't have to deal with this. This is not normal. None of this is normal. We've allowed it to go on to where we've made it normal, but this is not normal. We shouldn't have to deal with any of this. Very saying the scam is not allowing you the carry with a carry on, yeah. And you have airlines like that. You can't carry a carry on. So I took a flight the other day and I didn't have a carry on. Now the whole carry on personal item thing is another set of foolishness because some of them you can carry a personal item, but you can't carry a carry on. And then there's size requirements. So if the carry on, if this personal item is too big, then you're going to classify it as a carry on, and then you have to pay at the gate. And if they decide to give you a hard time at the gate, now you're going to have to pay for it. And half of the times, even though you pay or whatever, when you're at the gate checking in, they say, oh, too many people, blah, blah, blah. They want X amount of people to check for free their carry on, even though half the people on the plane already paid for their carry on to be on the plane with them. It's foolishness. Venice saying, you bought a basic fare, that's why. But here's what I'm saying. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I bought a fare to fly on this plane. My bags should be included. I shouldn't have to pay anything else more from bag. Charge me whatever you want up front. The fact that you are charging me a price and charging me the price in increments is shady. It's shady behavior. In any other business practice, it would be shady. That's like you're going into Fontana or whatever place and go buy something. And when you reach up at the counter, then tell you, say, oh, it's this amount, not that amount. No. It's foolishness. You charge me whatever it is, and if I can pay, I book with your airline. And if I can't, I find another airline that I can book with, that makes sense to me. You don't charge me something to lure me in, and then when I'm in, you want to charge me more. No, that is where the scam come in. That's where the unfair treatment come in. The Blue airline basic fare don't allow carry on. Well, hey, the Blue airline might need to revise them thing. The airline from the south, you can carry 2 bag money without a problem. And their fares are usually comparable. So why is it that one can and the other can't? No, your business practices are not above board. They're under the table. Or some shady something. My Facebook user is saying basic fare should never be a thing. I concur. Exactly. You charge me and it's either I can pay it or I can't pay it. You don't charge me a lower price to lure me in, and then you charge me something else at the counter, because here's the thing. At the end, I'm paying the same amount anyways. It's just that you are conducting an unfair business practice to lure me in. Tell me what your fare is up front, and I can. If I can't, then I can't, and if I can, I can. All right. Let's keep this moving here. Now, we talked about the flood insurance and thing already. Getting flood insurance with no flood insurance. All right, got that. Now, you have another thing they call comprehensive insurance that's not actually comprehensive. So you think you have comprehensive insurance until something happens and they tell you that, oh, that's not included. You'll charge it. Or if you're not including a comprehensive insurance, may have. Or you want me to tell you again, if it's comprehensive, it's supposed to be comprehensive. If it's comprehensive, it's comprehensive. Comprehensive to me means that it includes everything. You don't get to tell me that, oh, it doesn't include this particular thing after the fact. Ven says, I learned this after the fact. However, the disparity between the basic fare and what other red airlines are charging was nominal. Thoughtless scam. Yeah, and I agree. The difference is not that by the time you end up paying for 1 2 bag, and some of these places are charging you $65 for the first bag, $35 for the second. By the time you pay that difference, and then you might have to pay for your carry-on, they might as well just charge you the money up front, because you still end up paying the money anyways. At least as far as business, you dealing with customers, it would be easier. Now, You have another thing called, what it's deal with, health insurance or car insurance. You have a thing they call excess, and you have a thing they call deductible. Depends on the country that you're in. Now, deductible. So here how a lot of plans work. A lot of health insurance plans, you have 80/20, you have 90/10, and all these things, right? And I want to make a disclaimer. One thing I found out while I was researching that is Jamaica health insurance, if you work for a decent enough company, it's probably better than health insurance in America, but that's a whole other thing for another time. You have excess, you have deductible. Deductible here, so you have a plan, and your plan covers 80/20 after your deductible is met. Your deductible can be, say, $6,000 a year. What that means is, if you go to the doctor, you're going to pay your copay, which is $25, $35. And after you've seen and the charge is coming for whatever, you have a deductible or an out-of-pocket amount that you have to pay up to a certain amount before your insurance kicks in. Okay? Now, the tricky part about that is, if you don't go to the doctor very often, or you just go to the doctor for basic reasons, it's almost like you really never use your insurance. Because every time you go, you never meet that deductible amount. And if you don't want to have that plan, you want to have a plan that covers everything, then you still have to pay more anyways, and you have to pay more than the deductible per year. So it's almost like a catch-22 type situation. It's either you pay less now, more later, or you pay more now, less later, but you're still paying too much. Because you're paying the premium each month, why can't that just cover everything that needs to be covered, right? So you have, I mind you know, this is very doable because there are several countries. There's like 43 countries in the world that have free health insurance, right? You have Germany, Austria, the UK, Switzerland, France, Sweden, Canada, Austria, Ireland, Belgium, Spain, Greece, Israel, Portugal, South Korea. All of our countries have free healthcare. So it is an option, right? So all these deductible, copay, excess, and all these things that you have to pay on top of paying a monthly premium. Sometimes when you go and you get the bill, you're like, yo, so why am I paying insurance? Why do I have insurance at all if I still have to keep coming up out of my pocket for all this money that I'm paying? What's the insurance for? And some I pay like $350, $400 a month for insurance. And every time I go to the doctor, I get a bill. I'm like, what the hell is this for? Like, why am I paying the premium if I still have to pay so much after the fact? I might as well just save the premium and just go, and when they charge me, just pay out of my pocket and call it a day, or go get some Obamacare or something. Anyways, Bible in the region said, look, listen now, we are living in a scammer world. You understand? Simone is saying, it's the charging to select. My girl, I feel you on that. It's the charging to select your seat that got me. When I saw it, I was, you can't tie me for the wing. You can't tie me for the wing. You can't put me in a back. You understand? You can't put me on the bottom with the luggage them. The fact is, you already paid. You paid for a seat on this ride. That should include your bag. That should include your carry-on. Now, you can tell me how much carry-on or how many bags I'm allowed in, and that's fine. And like I said, remember, back in the day, it was £100 for the bags, and then they said, no, now it's £50, right? Which means that this has nothing to do with the plane's capacity. This has just to do with the fact that you see where you can get more money out of each customer that flies with your airline, and you just decide to charge them more. There is no reason you should be best of yourself, Juliani. There's no reason you should already pay money to fly in a plane, and then pay again to choose the seat you want to sit in, and then pay again for your carry-on, and then pay again for your check luggage. No, a foolishness. It's foolishness. All right, let's see now. Now, here's the thing. Here's another one. Here is another one that deals with insurance. This one is called the uninsured motorist insurance. Uninsured motorist insurance. Let me see what Vinny is saying before I touch this. This one is saying, the thing is, one time you really had to go to the ER. You can't even pay, so they discharge you until you have the money to pay. Insurance should hold on, let me see what I want now. ER till you have money to pay, insurance to step in and help you out, since it is exactly that is it. A lot of times people have insurance and I pay insurance premium for years and years and years, whatever car, whatever house, whatever anything. You have all these premiums that you're paying for years at a time, sometime, and the one time you end up using it, you still have to meet the how much $1,000 deductible before the insurance kick in, or you have to pay the excess before the insurance kick in. And it's like, so what happened to all those premiums I pay? That just legit. The doctor don't get no night, me not get no night. The insurance company just straight a stack their money. And you have, remember now, people, you have insurance companies that insure hundreds of millions of people. So at any given year, you can have 1 million people, 10, 20 million people who don't use their insurance at all, and they're paying premiums monthly. So the insurance company is just collecting that money, and they can do something with that money because it's just a peace of mind that they're insuring you against, but they're just bankrolling on you. And whenever you actually use the insurance that you're paying for, you still have to come up with whatever amount that you have to come up with. And it's like, why am I paying this? And like we said, though it is legal, it just feels very scamish. It just feels very shady. It just feels very underhanded. Who this? TikTok admin, hello world, bless up yourself. So you pay the premium and then you keep paying out of pocket until you reach up to the deductible. If you're not sick, and you just do your annual physical, you lose because all you do is pay premium. All you do is pay premium. You go, you get your little checkup here, you get your little checkup there. All you do is pay premium. And with the amount you pay for the premium, plus the co-pay that you pay, plus if you get no test or whatever, you have to pay a deductible. And the doctor them skill too. Sometimes you go and them do the test and whatever, and you have to go back in for a second time for they give you the result. Why can't I just call and you tell me the result? Why I have to go back in? You charge my insurance company for a whole next billing cycle again for the second visit for the results that I got for the one visit that I got. It's like y'all are double dipping. And like I said, though it might be legal, it just feels very, 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 very scamish. Now, what I was going to talk about is the uninsured motorist. Now, the uninsured motorist insurance is insurance on your vehicle for uninsured motorists. So you have liability insurance, you have comprehensive insurance, and you have uninsured motorist insurance. What that is you paying for the probability that you get into an accident with an uninsured person. So you're still covered. And I'm thinking, how this makes sense? Why should I have to pay for an uninsured motorist? I'm paying taxes, I'm paying insurance, I'm paying all kind of fees everywhere I go. The government or somebody else can take care of the uninsured motorists them, or go find them and tell them, say, if you insure their vehicle, how does this become my problem to solve? Why should I have to worry about an uninsured motorist? That shouldn't be my problem. And it is a significant increase in the amount that you have to pay once you get that uninsured motorist insurance. Why should I have to worry about the uninsured motorist? That shouldn't be my problem. We have so many government agents out there, police out there, give all kind of people all kind of trouble. We'll go find the uninsured motorist, them brethren, and worry about them and make sure they're insured so that I can just pay for my comprehensive so that anything happens, that's covered. Why should I have to pay uninsured motorist insurance? For what? That's criminal in my mind. Now, how about paying? I got another one for y'all. How about paying late fees on a bill you never got? You never get the bill at all, never got the bill at any time. But somehow here you are paying late fees on a bill that you got the late fee before you even get the bill. And you can't tell the people them nothing because them said them send the bill. You never get the bill. The bill did not come to your house. But now you are here paying the late fees for the thing. And a lot of these things with the late fees, once a late fee kick in, it kind of jump. So it's like if you pay it within, say it's a ticket. If you pay within 30 days, it's this amount. But after that, it jumps a significant amount. And now you're here paying the fees plus the late fees, and you never got the bill. And somebody's going to say, oh, yes, they sent the bill. You didn't hide it. You just never got it. Well, here you are paying late fees for a bill you never even received. Now, so here, I'm gonna give you all a personal one now. I'm gonna give you all a personal one. So the other day, I went to the Adidas outlet. I went to the Adidas outlet to buy a jersey. I'm in the Adidas outlet buying a jersey. I wanted a specific color jersey. So I'm looking at the jersey. I saw a jersey, tried it on, it looked good. And it was on a rack that said 50% off. So I'm like, great. Most all over the store said 50% off. So I'm like, okay, good. I go to the counter. I give the guy the shirt. I bought two shirts. I gave the guy the shirt. The guy says to me, this is not 50% off. So I'm like, why are you saying that to me at all? Like, why are you even saying that to me? Why do you think I think it's 50% off? Is it because you saw where I got the shirt from? So anyways, I give him the shirt. He rings up the other shirt, which was. Then he rang up the jersey and he said, yeah, it's not 50% off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I got it from the rack that is right there. There are the same shirts on that rack and everything else on the rack says 50% off. He says, well, that's not 50% off. I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, guy. He says, okay, I'm going to call the manager. He called the manager. The manager comes over and says to me, yes, this is not one of the 50% shirt off. I said, well, you might want to go over there and get the other half dozen shirts you have on that same rack because you're going to be having this problem all day because I got it from that rack over there. It's clear it says 50% from here, and that's where I got it. The manager went, he took off all the other shirts, put them wherever they were supposed to go, came back to me and said, yeah, they don't go here, they go over there. And I'm like, okay, I don't work at Adidas. What does that have to do with me? I'm just a shopper that came in here to buy a thing, to buy a jersey. I found a jersey that I like, and I'm now trying to buy it. You telling me that it cost this cost that should have been there, could have been there, should have been there. What does that have to do with me, guy? I don't work here. I'm a customer. I'm a shopper. And the right thing to do here is to honor the price of the shirt because you clearly went over there and saw that there were other shirts on the same rack that I got my shirt off of. And do you know that the guy told me that no, that's not where the shirt belonged. The shirt was in the wrong place. And despite what I said, he did not honor the price. And I said to him, as he was walking away, I said to him, guy, you know the right thing for you to have done here was to honor that price, right? You do know that. Just acknowledge to me that you actually know that the correct thing to do in this situation was to honor the price. And I walked away feeling like I got punked. Because I don't work at Adidas. I didn't tell anybody. However, the shirt got where I saw it. I don't know how it got there. I went for a shirt. It was a specific shirt that I was looking for. I happened to find the shirt I was looking for. It happened to be on a rack that said 50% off. And when I go to the counter, you're telling me that the shirt was in the wrong place. What does that have to do with me, guy? You have people that work here. That's their problem. That's your problem. Why does that become my problem? I just walked into the store trying to look for a jersey, and it was because I was short on time. I needed to be somewhere because I felt like I should have made a bigger deal out of it. Like I felt played. Dude, you're playing me right now. The very least you should have done was honor, and here's why he should have honored the price, because there were other shirts on the same rack that he went over, saw on there, took off the rack and put where they were supposed to be. How is this my problem at all? You should have honored the price. You should have had people in the store putting the stuff where it's supposed to be. I didn't put the shirt there. It shouldn't be something that I have to worry about. You see what I'm saying? And I walked away feeling like this brother punked me. Now, let me see what Vince said. It says, yes, that happened to me at happened to me with Uncle Sam. I was asked to pay a late fee for a charge I didn't even know I had. They said it also had interest. I did not receive a bill prior to this, and you had to triple pay what you should have paid, but and you never even got the bill. They should have honored the 50%, said Bible reading to Rachel, and then she said it's a scam, which I concur that it is. I did not move the shirt, sir. I didn't put the shirt where I found the shirt. I found the shirt there. You should have honored the price. All right, let's see what else we have here. When you have home insurance, you can insure the house and you can insure the items inside the house. Okay. Now, a friend of mine told me about having bought some items and insured the items. One of the items was a lamp. One of them was a table for the office. All right. Now the lamp fell over. The lamp broke on the table, scratched up the table. The lamp itself got shattered. When they called the insurance company to tell them about the lamp being shattered, the insurance company told them that a lamp is not furniture. A lamp is not furniture. Therefore, they will not honor the claim that they put in for the lamp because a lamp is not furniture. All right. If you want a lamp, well, basically, even though you're paying for insurance for the items you bought, it's for furniture. The lamp is not a furniture, and therefore, even though the lamp fell and broke on the table, which is furniture, we cannot honor it because the lamp fell and broke. It broke on the furniture, and the lamp was insured because the lamp is not furniture. So we're not going to honor it, right? And you pay your good money. You're gonna walk away feeling like these people just punked you. Bless up yourself, iconic advisor. You're gonna feel like these people punked you because they're telling you that all the furniture that you bought and insured, they're gonna designate a lamp and tell you that a lamp is not furniture, even though everything that you paid for and everything that you're paying for, you were under the impression that everything that you bought was insured until the lamp broke. They're gonna tell you that lamp is not a furniture, and you insured your furniture, and therefore they can't honor the damage to the lamp because lamp is not a furniture. Now, another this brings me to aftermarket insurance. Now, aftermarket insurance is the insurance you buy when you buy items. I don't know if it's a big thing anywhere else. It's a big thing here. So the other day I went to buy some two-way radios for work. And they asked me, for $50, you can insure them for however long, right? Or I bought, a washer and dryer in the past, and you can pay some money to insure that. Just about any of these household items you buy. You buy a TV, you can pay an extra $29.99 for, some insurance on it. Now, how many of you have actually tried to use these aftermarket insurance? How many of you have actually tried to use one of them, and what was your experience? Right? The iconic advisor says the lamp is a light. The lamp is not a furniture, it's a light. And you insured your furniture, you did not insure the light. That is criminal. Criminal. She should have itemized the insured items. Failure to do so, they will not honor. But here's what I'm saying, though, Venice. Here's what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, and it makes perfect sense. What I'm saying, as a company providing a service to customers, is this how you want to deal with your customers? Is this kind of sleight of hand, 3-card shuffle something you really want to deal with your customers and draw that line between what is furniture versus a lamp, and I have to itemize the items that I'm insuring in my house? No, it's foolishness. It's underhanded. If a lamp is not furniture, what on earth is it? What on earth is a lamp if it is not furniture? Well, here's your answer right here. The iconic advisor, the lamp is a light. It's not furniture. I don't know. I just think that these are things that we deal with everywhere. And why are we having to deal with this? These people are getting over us. It's a lighting fixture. The lamp is it's a lighting fixture. That's what it is. All right then. And a lighting fixture is not furniture, just so we're clear. All right, now that goes along. Now, the aftermarket insurance, like I mentioned, how many of you have actually tried to use one of these aftermarket insurance? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you call and you get some people who don't answer the phone ever. You get some people in India that you cannot understand at all. You get some people who, even though you have the exact receipt from the exact place at the exact time and can read them every number off of the receipt, they still can't find your policy. Or you find some people that tell you, say, when you got that, you should have called and initiated the policy. And the policy, because you didn't call and initiate the policy, they can't honor the claim, even though the person you buy it from at the store told you that once you pay, the policy is live and good to go. But when you try to use the policy, the person on the phone tell you that you should have called to initiate the policy. You bought the item 1 year ago. The person in the store don't even work in the store anymore. Customer service can't even tell you anything. And here you are, having paid the money that you paid up front to insure this item that you bought, and now you need to use that insurance, and you're left with nothing. Crickets. You're left with nothing. And you're walking away feeling like, I just got punked. I just got punked. These people just got over on me. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's infuriating because you specifically paid that extra $29.99 or whatever it equates to wherever you are for the insurance on this item, right? I remember calling the dryer people. My dryer stopped working, and I called the people. I was panicking, and I remember, oh yeah, I bought the insurance. Called the people, and the lady was like, oh no, I'm so sorry, the insurance ran out last Friday. And I called them Monday. Me have the insurance, like me have the drive for like 3 years. And the lady go and tell me that the insurance run out like last Friday. I'm gonna call them Monday, and them not on it anymore. Even though them have me 3 year coverage when me pay for, because I call 3 days after, they're not honoring it. You know what I mean? And like I said, though it might be legal, it just felt kind of scamish. It just felt kind of like these people are getting over on me. You know what I mean? All right. So someone is saying that is definitely a scam. Nothing ever goes wrong with them until the added insurance exists. You're 100% right. It's like these people just decide to make our lives trouble. Did the contract say the contents or furniture? You see, this person must be an insurance person, this advisor here. When something do go wrong, the deductible is almost the same as buying a new one. And it's like it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. Like, these people are supposed to be providing services for us, and they're scamming us. I normally don't trust those insurance, but you see, that extra $29.99 could purchase something else like fuel. Now I get you, but sometimes it's all these peace of mind purchases is how they get you. They have professionals wording these things. I remember buying a flight, and they say, do you want to risk this flight? The wording, do you want to risk this flight? Or do you want to insure it for an additional $29.99? You know what I mean? And you're thinking, and all of a sudden your subconscious is acting on you, and you're going there, you spend the extra $29.99. You know, and you really shouldn't have to. You really shouldn't have to. It's I don't know, it's ticklish. This always happened though. Appliances go bad right after the insurance or warranty expires. You're so right. But it's so funny. Another one of these things, like you said, the warranties and so on, is when you buy a new house. So I bought a new house before, brand new house, and the builder, they guarantee certain things, but they guarantee a lot of the things in the house for a year. A year. And you're like, what? You have a 30-year mortgage on a house, it's brand new. How are they just warranting this stuff for a year? Like, two things come to mind. A, why does the house cost so much if you can only warranty this stuff for a year? And like, what should I be thinking really if you can only guarantee a year? It's almost like you're telling me you're selling me a 649. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, it's legal, but it just feels kind of rough. Okay, I have another one for you that's kind of personal, and it says Dish Network. Okay, so I just have Dish Network. So here's what happened. Several years ago, when Qatar won the bid for the World Cup, Qatar went around the planet and bought the right to air soccer or football everywhere on the planet that it was for sale. So my local cable company, they bought the rights there too. So the local cable company that I had here lost the right to air soccer, to air football. So I got rid of cable because I have cable for one reason. I don't watch TV like that. The only reason I have cable is to watch football. And they had lost the right. They didn't have football anymore. So I got rid of the cable. I saw Dish Network advertising that they have football. So I said, okay, I got Dish Network. Got my Dish Network. While I was on the call with the gentleman, I asked him specifically if they have football. I asked him if they have, I gave him the name of the leagues. I gave him everything I needed because that's the only reason I have cable. Other than that, I don't watch cable. I don't watch TV like that at all. So I got Dish. Guy came, set it up, Dish outside, blah, 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 gone. Flip, 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 flip. This is me flipping through the channels. Flip, 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 flip. No football. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I know the match is on. I know the match is playing, and there's no channel through the entire thing that has it. The people did not have the channel I wanted. So I called and I canceled the service. I canceled the service and they sent me a $450 bill. Send me a $450 bill because they say I ended the contract prematurely. And I'm like, what do you mean I ended the contract prematurely? You are in breach of contract because you promised something you didn't have. And the people are telling me, no, you ended the contract prematurely. And because of that, you have to pay $450. And can I tell you, people, can I tell you that I spent at least 10 to 12 hours on the phone trying to get this thing sorted. I made several conversations, like hour-long conversations, hour and a half long conversations, talking to different people. And I couldn't get anywhere. And it wasn't until one day I was off, had my headphones in my ear. I must have cooked, cleaned, washed clothes, everything. And I'm still on the phone talking to this person, that person, that person, that person, that person, until I finally tell them, hey, guy, pull up the recording. When I called that first time, your message said your call might be recorded for whatever. I said, pull up the recording of my initial call and play it over. And I had to take this thing all the way. But my thing is, it took at least 10 hours out of my life to get this thing resolved, because the person I was talking to on the phone told me that they had the channels that I needed for the programs I wanted to watch, and they didn't. And when I called, it was me that was left with a $450 bill because somebody misrepresented the company that I was trying to do business with. And again, like we've been talking about all day, I felt like somebody was punking me. You know what I mean? All right, so I have a couple more and then we're going to wrap this up. So here's another thing that we have here. So nowadays you have cell phones. And you know, we all you the people from the Apple cult and other people that just are phone junkies, they like to change their phones ever so often. So what they'll do is every time a new phone comes out, you'll go there and you'll get that new phone, right? So what they do here is they allow you to take the phone out. Iconic said that was a downright lie. Thief, yeah, it was. They really tried to play me. And if I was one to just lie down and let it roll over, I'd have a problem. The Apple cult, yes, the Apple cult. Yeah, I said it. Now what? So the people in Apple cult and so on, you know, they have to change their phone every like year or two, or else the phone stop work. So what happens with that is, here a lot of the phone companies, they will allow you to get the new phone. Did I really call Apple? Okay, if I need to apologize, I apologize. That's how I feel, but whatever. I don't know what to tell you. It's people that get these phones and the company can decide whenever the phone is not going to work, and you still buy another one. I don't know what to tell you. It just seems cultish. I apologize. But anyways, so you get a phone. And like I just said, the phone stopped working after this, get slow, all kind of things happen to you because they come out with a new version. They want to get a new version. Now, a lot of the cell phone companies, what they'll allow you to do, they'll allow you to lease the phone. So what you'll do, you'll pay some money up front, or they'll trade in your old phone, and you'll pay like a $30 or a $40 per month for the phone, right? So you'll be paying that $40 per month toward the actual price of the phone. All right. Here's what you may or may not know. When you pay off the price of the phone, at 600, 700, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, whatever the phone costs. When you pay off the price of the phone company don't call and tell you that you reached the amount. They just keep charging you the amount. So if the phone actually worked for 5 years, the phone actually work for 5 years, and you don't actually go check your phone account, you will keep paying for 2-3 phones. So you have to pay for 2-3 phones, $30, $40 per phone. So you have one extra $100 way you pay for your phone bill every month, right? The phone company will not tell you when you finish paid off the phone. They will continue have you leasing the phone way beyond the actual cost of the phone. So say your phone costs $1,000. Or when you pay $2,500, they will not call until they say, oh yeah, by the way, you paid the phone 2 times over. They'll just allow you to keep paying. And when you go in to actually trade in that phone, then they'll charge you $199 to trade it in, and then they'll start the lease over again on the new phone that you just got. Mind you, if you realize when you're at the end of it that you have paid it off ongoing, you can pay the $199 and you stop the $40 payment altogether because you actually paid the price of the phone in full. But if you don't realize that you have, they don't call and tell you that you have. You will pay indefinitely if you don't realize that you have actually passed. So at some point, you can overpay the cost of the phone 2, 3, 4 times if you don't realize. They're not calling to tell you. Now, again, it's legal, but talking God truth. It kind of underhanded, isn't it? It kind of scamish, isn't it? All right. Also, what's that called? BBB. On them in a flash. My cable tried to scam me that way too. They didn't want to find a solution, so I sent BBB on them. I'm not sure what BBB is, but I want some BBB too. I should have sent them on this cable company that tried to scam me. So yeah, check out your cell phone. If you're one of those people that are out there that are paying this lower price, or paying the whatever premium per month, yeah, you might have already done pay for your phone a long time. I know even on the people that are still charging. Now you have another thing now where the Better Business Bureau. Oh, there you go. I should have known that. You're right. I should have known that. Thank you. Even people show legal regulators. Okay. Yep. Got it. Appreciate y'all. You have another thing, people that rent and so on. You have where you pay a deposit on your rental, right? So you have sometimes you're required to pay first and last on the first month, right? So you pay 3 times the amount, first, last, and the first one. And sometimes, no matter how clean you leave the place, the people still tell you, say, your deposit get knocked. You clean the place, you do this, you do that, you steam clean the carpet, you do this, you do that, and them say, there was a scratch on the wall, and so they're going to charge you like $100 per scratch and $200 per dent, and next thing you know, all the money that you had paid, poof, and disappeared, right? And like I said, you knew that was a potential, but based on the fact of how you left the place versus what you had to do when you got it, you're feeling like, these people got me. These people just straight up got over on me. You have Bitcoin and all these things that people had put out there as recession proof. I know a lot of people with Bitcoins are losing their money. Normal wear and tear. Yeah, you can tell them normal wear and tear all you want. But a lot of times when you pay that first, last, and the first month deposit, you end up losing your money because they find some way to get you, right? All right, now, so we had talked about insurance and talked about deductible and talked about co-pays and so on. Now, picture you would never get sick all along all year. You pay a premium. In fact, you didn't get sick the year before either. But here you are, you get sick in December. By the time you find out and you run some tests and you have this thing for do and this thing for do, are way up in December 20th, December 30th. And on December 30th, you have a $6,000 deductible. And on December 30th, you had paid up to $5,700 out of your deductible. Right? Do you know what happened on January 1st? You start over again. So that $5,700 deductible that you paid is now zero and you have to start over again. So if you have any more payment to do, you start over from scratch. And in that moment, should that happen to you, were you thinking about all the money you paid plus all the premium you paid? And now you start over from scratch paying a chunk again for the treatment that you're getting, and you're thinking, why do I even have insurance? You know what I mean? Why do you even have insurance? Fortunately, I live in a tenant state. And that's good. But some of us don't live in no tenant state. All right, you have insurance excess, property insurance. All right, the last thing I think I'm going to mention before I jump off, if I don't have anything talk quick, is pre-existing conditions. Burn down the hospital. Watch out to Renaissance and when say burn down the hospital, then gone all radical for me now. So you have a thing they call pre-existing condition. Pre-existing condition is just as it implies, a pre-existing condition. So you will be good to go. You have insurance, you're good, you go for a checkup, them run some blood work. Mind you, have the insurance, it's 10 years now. Run some blood work, them find some things, them double check the things where them find in your blood or whatever, and then them reach out and say, oh my word, you have this, that, or the third. And this, that, and the third is now when your insurance actually is going to be needing to help you from all the years you've been paying it. An insurance company said to you, say, oh no, that's a pre-existing condition. We're not going to cover it. And you're like, what do you mean by pre-existing condition? A pre-existing condition can only pre-exist if I knew about it. If I never knew and withheld it from you. If I didn't know about it, I just found out about it. No. Right? Like, yeah, like how is that supposed to work? You talk about pre-existing. I didn't know that the condition was there. This test just told me. And I had your insurance when I got diagnosed. But now you're going to tell me that it's a pre-existing condition and you're not going to cover it. So why was I paying this insurance all this time? You know what I mean? Why was I paying all this insurance all this time? So, Rachel, I say, pig Latin. I mean, say something in a pig Latin. But I have to realize. But yeah, so these are just a few things. These are just a few things that we deal with in our everyday lives that even though they are legal, whenever we come upon it, it just leaves us feeling like, yo, these people got over on me, man. Like I just got punked. Like this is not how this is supposed to go. I've paid all this money. I did the right thing by taking the precautions by buying this insurance. You know what I mean? I you know, all these situations that we mentioned before. You know what I mean? I'm paying, I have comprehensive insurance. How are you now telling me that I have to have uninsured motorists? Are you telling me that my comprehensive don't actually cover everything, even though it's called comprehensive? You know what I mean? How can you not honor the price of something that I just found on this rack and you can find on the rack and you see that's where it came from and you're just not going to? So the show today is Punked, the original scammers. And we're talking about things that exist in our everyday life that even though they're legal or it's widely accepted or considered okay, whenever you have to actually deal with it directly, it very well doesn't quite feel okay, does it? It leaves you feeling like people are getting over on you, even though you're being diligent or you felt like you did your due diligence. You feel like somebody is straight up getting over on you. When you're saying also, when you meet in an accident, I have to contribute to the loss. The loss, say 50-50. Example, if you have a pre-existing condition, then you would not have this type of pain. It's exactly. It's It's these things that on the surface, logic or rationale would dictate that it's supposed to be another way. Common decency in some instances, people just giving you the benefit of the doubt, people just doing the right thing, you think would not land you in these situations sometimes, but a lot of times it does. And you end up walking away from a situation that you felt like you were safeguarded against, feeling like, man, like what the hell? Can you imagine? You have hurricane insurance because you live in a place that hurricane comes. A hurricane come, but because of all the rain that came with the hurricane, the actual flood waters from the hurricane is what flood out your house. But because you never have flood insurance separate from the hurricane insurance, the people them tell you, say them nah honor your claim because you should have had hurricane and flood insurance. And you're like, what the hell? I have insurance, right? And how is that? How is that not scamming? How is this behavior not criminal? Why aren't these people being placed behind bars? Why aren't they being brought before judges? Because this behavior is not acceptable, man. And the fact that they want to file it under normal or acceptable doesn't make it normal or acceptable. Insurance is insurance. I shouldn't have to split up the insurance. You're just doing that so that each one only can collect more money. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The show is punked. The original scammers. And I appreciate y'all. All right. It's an Even People show. I'm tired. It's an Even People show. I'm going to read a poem for y'all on Bounce. The poem I'm going to read, I posted a piece of it earlier today, and it's stages. And stages kind of deal with some of these things that are upside down. Some of these things that you feel should be one way, but somehow they're another way. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's jump into it and we're going to bounce. Stages. I wrote this in 2013. What year are we in now? Yeah, I wrote this almost 10 years ago. All right, so it says stages. So abstract, yet so direct. A thing of the past that hasn't happened yet. Figurative, yet real. Given freely, yet up for the steal. So detailed, so vague, so free-spirited, yet in your own ways. So outspoken with nothing said, dying of hunger, yet well fed. So composed, yet so wild, hot and spicy, yet so mild. Looking to the future, reminiscing on the past, as hard as stone, as fragile as glass. Positively unsure, absolutely no more. Can't get enough, yet at my limit, afraid to start, just get on with it. Unveiled, yet covered, submissive, yet stubborn. Telling lies about the truth, barren, bearing fruit. Empty, yet you possess, tired of not needing rest. Free falling, yet holding on, the king, the queen, the pawn. The infants never born, sunshine on a stormy morn, the earthly celestial, the unseen reflection. The giving of what's taken, the unmovable shaken, the ever rising downward spiral, the departure on arrival. The cold-shouldered, warm embrace, the writing erased. From the Book of Expressions, from the Chronicles of a Black Man, that was Stages. And as I read Stages, here's what I'm going to leave with the item tonight. A friend of mine recently said, and I came across something the other day, and a friend of mine did say to me recently that one of those motivational talking peoples said that one of the places that has a lot of potential or the most untapped potential is a cemetery. A cemetery, place where a whole heap of dead people bury. And it's like you can be a person who goes back to the earth with all your potential untapped. You can choose to be a person that goes back to the earth with all your potential and tap. Now, when I read a poem like that, I think that's an awesome, awesome poem. I don't know where I came up with the concept. I don't know what inspired me to write it, but that poem is lit. It's awesome. The whole complexity of it is very, very awesome. And I'm glad I wrote it when I was inspired to write it. And that's what's leading me to what I'm saying now. And that is this. Whatever talents you have, whatever thing you can be, whatever multiple things you can be, go out there and be all of them. There's nothing that says you have to be one thing. There's nothing that says you have to do one thing. You understand? What you don't want to do is live your whole life and go back to the earth with a whole bunch of potential still within you that you fail to tap into. Now you're just now in a cemetery, withering away with all the untapped potential, unused potential that you were given. I am saying to you today, don't go back to the earth with all the potential that you have. Swing for the fences, right? Do all you can do. Be all you can be. Live your life in full and go back to the earth empty, right? Live your life in full and go back to the earth empty. I have friends, I know people out there that the amount of things they do, you have to wonder how they manage it in just 24 hours in the day. And some of us out there just do one thing and go on like, that's it. No, there are a lot of things out there that you can do. Go there and do them. Go there and do them. Go there and do all of them. All at once if you can. Live your life in full while you're alive. Go back to the earth empty. You don't need to take anything back there with you. Go back to the earth empty. Live your life in full. And that's why I have visited the item today. You know what I mean? Live up the life in full up. All right, so stages. So right now, it's one of those words that transcends time. Thanks for sharing. No problem at all. Very well said. Message received. Yeah, man. We can all be more. We can all do more. Don't be less when you can be more. You understand? Don't go back to the earth with the potential that you have. The earth has no use for it. The world has use for it. I was telling someone today that I can sing. I haven't sung in a while. Why am I not singing? I can kind of sing, okay? And let me not toot my whole horn. But I can sing. I've sung on choirs. I sang on Michael Teachers College Choir. I can sing on the choir. I can sing. I can play football. I can do a lot of things that I'm not tapping into. Why am I not tapping into them? I don't have to be a recording artist, but I can go find some place and sing on a choir and at least use my talent for something. There are a lot of things I can do that I'm not doing. There's a lot of things that you can do and you're not doing. Why aren't you doing it? Go do it. Because you're doing this thing. This is your job. You think that this is the only thing you can do and should be doing. No, you can do more things. There's nothing that says you have to do this one thing. You know what I mean? I have a friend that is the principal for a high school. He runs the Parent Teacher Association. He runs the thing in his community. He coaches the football team. There are people out there that are living their lives in absolute bold. When they go back to the soil, them not carry nothing go back to the soil with them. They're putting it all out. And you have a lot of people too that are older and they're living in the life of woulda, coulda, shoulda. Boy, I wish I had done this when I could, and now you can't, so you don't. You know what I mean? One of the most devastating things, and I know we're running a little long, I'm going to wrap up now. One of the most devastating things that happened to me in recent history was going to look for my grandmother. And my grandmother didn't recognize me. She didn't know who I was. And I gave her my whole lineage. I told her my mom's name, my dad's name, my siblings' name. I told her every name I could think of to try to tie her to me. And she didn't know who I was. And I didn't know that I was going to be affected as much as I was affected. But that affected me. It affected me a lot because I love my grandma. And every time I'm in Jamaica, I go look for her. And her not being able to recognize me, it did something to me. It really did do something to me. And I was very, very, very upset for a while. And I've never spoken about this for a guy. I don't even know I'm talking about it now. But I was very upset because my grandma, who is the oldest living relative that I know, that I'm tethered to, and I would speak to for hours at the time when I go look for her every time I visit. She didn't recognize me. She didn't know who I was. My grandmother did not know who I was. She kept calling me the wrong name, and every time she called me the wrong name, I could cry. I could cry. Every time she called me the wrong name, I could cry. And I gave her every example I could to make her know who I was, and she didn't know who I was. I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know. If that was my mom, I would have lost my shit. If that was my mom, that God forbid ever gets to the point that she cannot recognize me, I would have lost my shit. I would have lost it. I wouldn't know what to do myself. I wouldn't know how to move forward from that. All right, that's it for that story. But the point I'm making though is this. Don't wait until you get to a point where you don't know who you are. You don't have control of your faculties. You don't have control of your memories to try to do things that you can do now. The things you can do now, do them now. Live your life in bold now. Don't live your life to carry back anything to the earth. Live it all out now. You know what I mean? So that when the time comes for you to go back, you go back empty because you lived your life in full. This was the Even People Show. Bless up on yourself. Bless up on yourself.